Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the UKG podcast. My name is Simon from the United Ground podcast or United Ground family, and it's good to be back. Now, on Monday, I went live. I came back live. We had a good live, but unfortunately, I didn't realize that I didn't hit the go live button on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. So, guys, on those platforms, I apologize, but we had a very, very good live. On Monday, we were discussing about Manchester United midfield targets, and today we're going to talk about some breaking news. There's some breaking news that has just come out. How many minutes ago? Actually, not minutes, around 1 hour, 30 minutes ago. Big news. A David Ornstein bomber that Manchester United have signed a midfielder. So we are going to discuss about that move. Let me know what you think in the comment section. It's one of the quickest moves that I've ever seen Manchester United do, because we started seeing these reports a few days ago, and lo and behold, Manchester United have signed Andrey Santos. So some breaking news or a major bomber from David Ornstein is that Manchester United have signed Andrey Santos from Chelsea. This was the tweet from David Ornstein, which was posted 1 hour ago, that Manchester United reach an agreement with Chelsea to sign Andrey Santos for 48 million pounds plus 2 million easily achievable add-ons and a 10% sell-on clause. Permission has been given to undergo the Manchester United medical. Personal terms are in place. So that's the major breaking news. After missing out on Anderson, after missing out on Elliot Anderson, after missing out on Tonali, although the links there were not so solid. And then, of course, after missing out on Mateus Fernandes, which was very heartbreaking, Manchester United have gone out and signed Andrey Santos. On Monday, we discussed and we just had a reminder that Manchester United also asked about him when they were having an agreement, or when they were having a discussion with Chelsea about Garnacho. They did ask about Andrey Santos, and Chelsea were not willing to let him go. Now, there are mixed reactions online about this move, whether it's a good move or not. Oh, my camera is on the side. There are discussions already online from Manchester United fans. As I keep saying, currently most United fans are very toxic, and they will do anything to get that blue tick money. I also have a blue tick on my X profile, but on the UKGX profile, that is. But there is no point of just being toxic for the sake of getting the money. For me, Andrey Santos is a good signing. Yes, he didn't play quite a lot for Chelsea, but he considers himself as a CDM, and he's available for a very good fee. I mean, 48 million, and we've seen the current market the way it is. Anderson going for 116 million, Tonali for 100 or so million, let's say 90, 95. If we include add-ons, it goes to 100. We look at Mateus Fernandes going for 85 million. Well, getting Andrey Santos for 50 million, that is inclusive of the add-ons. Inclusive of the add-ons. It's a good deal. Honestly, it's a good deal. I've been reading a lot of tweets, especially from the guys who have ITK accounts, asking, what do you think about this move? So it's a question I also ask. It's also a question I also ask to you guys. Do you think that Andrey Santos is a good signing? I'm seeing a couple of Chelsea fans not happy with that sale. They're not happy that Andrey Santos has been sold. I've watched a bit of him, not so much, I'll be honest. I haven't watched a lot of him, but what I want to do is tomorrow, let's do a deep dive. If not tomorrow, then on Friday. Let's do a deep dive on Andrey Santos, similar to the deep dive we did about Ederson. We saw that Ederson is a good signing. Yes, he's not expensive. He can be a squad player. And let's interrogate, let's investigate. Have United made a good move? I do trust Ineos and their data department, scouting department, recruitment team. They seem to know what they are doing. They are not throwing money similar to the way we saw the likes of Matt Judge and Edward Woodward do. And one of the things I mentioned on Monday is that at times it's important to not go for the big names. You just go for players that are functional. You remember even during the Sir Alex Ferguson days, yes, he used to buy big names like Babatov, like Robin Van Persie, and he still went for players that were not well known. You remember the likes of Antonio Valencia. And I remember the whole narrative back then. Guys were asking, how can Antonio Valencia replace the GOAT, Cristiano Ronaldo? Quite sad that Portugal were eliminated from the World Cup and we won't be seeing him playing the World Cup. But who knows? That guy is fit. Probably CR7 will play until he's 65. Who knows? You know? So let's just discuss about this deal. As I read the full article posted by David Onstein, I've come to rely more on David Onstein. I've stopped relying on the likes of Fabrizio because I realize Fabrizio now is a gun for hire in terms of he's being used by agents, he's being used by clubs to sell players, to drum up interest for players. So you find that he takes one report and he keeps editing it for views and clicks and impressions. So you find that he can take one news, keep paraphrasing it, and there is no real update. But one thing I like about Onstein is he only posts when he has verifiable news, when he has like a guaranteed update. So David Onstein posted this article, as I said, about an hour, 30 minutes ago. I was actually preparing to go live with the content I had for yesterday, discussing about midfield priority, midfield targets. But how could I go live after that Argentina versus Egypt game? It was a very, very exciting game. I don't know what you guys think. Sorry, Frost is making noise. I don't know what you guys think about that Argentina versus Egypt game. Probably we discuss about it in the just chatting section. But I think it was a good move not to go live to discuss about the midfield targets, because today we have at least better content to discuss and topics to discuss. So this is what David Onstein posted. Manchester United are exploring a move for Chelsea midfielder Andrey Santos. Any potential deal at an early stage, and the clubs are still are yet not yet in talks. This was this was an article that was posted on June 5th, and Andrey Santos was signed today, just an hour ago, or the deal was agreed just an hour ago. So this was June 5th, meaning that Manchester United have moved very, very, very fast. So on June 5th, United were exploring a move for the Chelsea midfielder, and it was hinged on Chelsea accepting the midfielder to be sold. Now, in the last 24 hours, Newcastle also inquired about the player. They offered a good amount to Chelsea. They offered a good contract to Andrey Santos, but Andrey Santos gave priority to Manchester United. Of course, United is a much bigger name than Newcastle. Manchester United are in the Champions League. Andrey Santos, if he were at Chelsea or if he were at Newcastle, he would not be playing the Champions League. And at Chelsea, would only be playing one game a week, like Manchester United last year. That is in the Premier League, but the other cup games. We know that Chelsea's in the last 24 months, the last 2 years, they've been signing young players and churning profit out of them. And we can say that they've made profit out of the Andrey Santos deal, although it's a very, very good deal considering the inflated market. So now the actual article about the agreement is Manchester United have reached an agreement with Chelsea to sign Andrey Santos. United will pay a fee worth £48 million plus £2 million in easily achievable bonuses, with Chelsea set to retain a 10% sell-on clause for the midfielder. That's a very, very good deal. Considering someone like Tonali went for 90, 100 million, Fernandez going for 85 million, I mean, 50 million is a very, very good deal. And he's 22. The 22-year-old who is capable of playing as a number 6 or a number 8 has agreed personal terms with United and has been given permission by Chelsea to travel and complete the transfer. Now, we know that Santos is not playing in the World Cup, or he was not playing the World Cup, or he is not playing. Let me just say that, because Brazil are out. But now it means this move will happen quickly. We know that the squad is reporting for preseason officially tomorrow. Carrick starts his preseason with the squad tomorrow, and he'll be able to join up with the team early on in the preseason, which is very good news. Ederson as well, we know that, yes, he joined up with the Brazilian squad for the World Cup as a replacement, and he will need some time to rest. Hopefully, he can be back as soon as possible. We already have players who've reported back to training early. For example, Mbumo. Mbumo didn't have a break. He just left the World Cup and straight to Carrington. And at least Carrick will have some big names with him in the preseason. So Chelsea value the Brazilian international highly, but he wants to establish a regular starting spot, which is less likely to happen at Stamford Bridge after Moises Caicedo agreed a new contract through to 2033 in April. Santos joined Chelsea from Brazilian side Vasco da Gama in January 2023, has made 43 appearances across all competitions in the 25-26 campaign, recording 3 goals and 4 assists. He has been capped 6 times by Brazil, but was not part of Carlo Ancelotti's squad. So he spent half of the season, 23-24 season, on loan at Nottingham Forest, making only 2 appearances, and 18 months on a subsequent 18 months on loan at Strasbourg, where he recorded 12 goals and 5 assists in the 45 appearances at Strasbourg. So you look at that deal, you look at that report. You can go to the Athletic and read through the entire report. It shows that it's a very good deal. Honestly, guys, I think it's a very good deal. Yes, Kiongozi. Yes, Santos is a done deal. That's a done deal. We are discussing whether it's a good move or not. As I said, there is already a lot of clamor. There's already a lot of arguments on X, whether it's a good deal or not. And as I keep saying, there are guys who are just toxic. I think someone hurt them, or they went through a traumatic event and they decided they'll always be negative about everything. So let me read some of the comments. Let me just pop this out. Let me read some of the comments on TikTok because it's very active. Big up to everyone who's joining in. I hope you're enjoying the stream, and I'm glad to be back. And for the guys who missed out on Monday, UKG hit 1 year old. UKG is 1 year old, guys. 1 year old. We are still a toddler in this space. We are still a toddler in this space, but we are here. We'll keep going. Yeah. So let me read some of the comments. I want to reduce some of the windows here because my computer is complaining. Let's see. Thanks for everyone who's joining. Agonists, big up. You're saying great move, good value. True. That's a very great move. It's a very great, and I'm happy it happened quite fast because the Athletic posted an article. Ornstein posted an article on June 5th, and United have done the deal. Sorry, July 5th. Or am I wrong? Yeah, July 5th. And the deal was done in July 8th. So that's around 3 days because the report started coming out last weekend that United are interested in Andrey Santos. We know that they've been interested in him for quite some time. They explored the deal last summer. They explored the deal in January. And I think it was a good move to wait till now. Mark Miner, big up. You say, I don't know what to be disappointed or sad. Why, Mark? Why, Mark Miner? Why are you disappointed or sad? I think it's a very good move. It's a very good deal, as Agoni says there. Kapienga, you're saying we believe in Santos. That's good. Also, if there are any Chelsea fans online, probably they can come on and tell us whether we've been given a raw deal or not. Desire, hello to you. Big up, Desire. Engineer Mugwe, Andrey Santos. Is it Santos or Santos? about midfield, I don't know what you're saying. Anthony, big up, big up. You're saying, Simon, what's going on? Are the management confused? Why? I think it's a good move, Anthony. And Anthony, remember what I told you about Spain and Portugal? Yeah, yeah. I told you guys. There's no way Portugal will beat Spain. I told you, Anthony. Is this a good deal to you? Yes, it is. It's an absolutely good deal for two good reasons. Number one, Andrey Santos is someone who already has Premier League experience, and now number two, commanding a 50 million pound fee in this current market. It's a very, very good deal. It's a very, very good deal. And he's a player that can play as a 6, he can play as an 8. So that tells you that already having those multiple positions or being able to play multiple positions is good. We are judging him based on his Chelsea performances because he has not been playing quite a lot. We also have to understand that Chelsea had what, 48 players, 50 players. So who would play, who will not play? And I spoke to a Chelsea fan when United were first linked with Santos. That was last year. I asked him, what do you think about this player? Is he good enough? He actually said yes. He's better than Lavia. It's just that he can't play ahead of Caicedo and Enzo. But he's a very, very good player. And also looking at him, looking at the competitions United have, looking at the midfielder options United have, you're going to discuss that in a bit. He can also be a good squad player in certain competitions. He can also rest players like Kobe Mino, you know. And I think for the first time, United have two Brazilians in midfield, Ederson and Santos. So for me, Anthony, it's a good deal. It's a very, very good deal. With that price point, at 22 years, he hasn't even clocked his prime. Already has a bit of Premier League experience. I think it's a very, 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 very good deal. Anthony, Simon, is this player good at all? Because Chelsea only got him for 15 mil. Yeah, they got him for 15 mil because they bought him from Brazil. And trust me, paying 15 million to a Brazilian club, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Most South American players are usually like 1 million, 3 million, 5 million. When they start hitting those double figures, that's quite a bit. Look at, sorry, look at some of the deals. Let me actually just do a quick Google search for, let me ask Gemini. Nowadays, I don't trust ChatGPT. ChatGPT hallucinates a lot. So let me just do a quick chat about, tell me the players signed from Brazil by European clubs and the transfer fee. Let's say since let's just do a random one since 2022, because COVID ruined everything. Let's just do. So I've asked Gemini, tell me the players signed from Brazil by European clubs and the transfer fee since 2022. Come on, give me the transfer fee. You're giving me, oh, okay. I need to scroll the table. Yeah, listen to these fees. No, listen to these fees. Export so that I don't keep scrolling. Okay, let me just scroll. Now, we have a player that was signed by PSG for 20 million euros. That's around about 17 million pounds. So Victor Roque signed by Barcelona in 2024 for 30 million pounds. That's around what, 27 million, 30 million euros. 30 million euros is around what, 27 million pounds. Estavao William Estavao William was signed by Chelsea in 2025 for 34 million pounds. 34 million euros. Let me okay. Instead of converting, give me the fees in pounds. So we are discussing, guys. We are discussing, guys. I just want to make that point that for 15 million from Brazil, it's one of the best deals those Brazilian teams get. So yeah, so you look at someone like Estavao Willian, 28 million pounds by Chelsea. We have who Endrick. Endrick was signed for 28.9 million pounds. We have Vitor Reis, 29 million. Ryan, 24. Beraldo, signed by PSG for 17. Danilo, signed by Nottingham Forest. Danilo, and you know Danilo now is a very, very good player. You can't sell Danilo less than 70 million, to be honest. 17 million. Gabriel Moscado, 17 million. Joao Gomez, signed by Wolves. Remember, Wolves wanted to sell him for 55 million, 60 million. Wolves signed him for only 15.9 million. Andrey Santos was signed by Chelsea for 10.6 million. Murillo, you know Murillo, the Nottingham Forest player, was signed for 10.2 million. So, as you can see, the average amount is around 20 million pounds for Brazilian players. And that's a good fee. Converting that, if let's say these players are being signed from European clubs, they will be at least, the minimum fee I would expect here would be around 30, 40 million, the current inflated market. Yeah, so Anthony, he's a good player. 15 mil for the Brazilian market is good. Because most players go for, as I said, 3, 4. Like Caicedo, how much did Brighton pay for Caicedo? For the South American players, they're usually a bit cheap. Mr. Kitengo, big up, you're saying for me it's a good deal. Okoth, will he help? Yes, he will. He will. He's a very, very good player. So looking at his stats, sorry, the strengths, this is on whoscored.com. The statistics for Andrey Santos tomorrow. If not tomorrow, Friday, I will do a deep dive on Andrey Santos, compare him to the likes of Casemiro, Kobe, compare him to someone like Ederson, compare him to some of the big CDMs. Remember, we did a deep dive on Ederson. In case you missed that one, go to our YouTube channel, United Core Ground. You'll be able to watch the full deep dive on Ederson. So the strengths Andrey Santos has is tackling, very strong, blocking the ball, very strong, aerial duels, strong, passing, strong, concentration, strong. So his playing style is he likes to play short passes. Does that sound familiar with the star boy Kobe Mainu? Gets fouled often. So whenever you see something like gets fouled often, that's someone who likes having the ball, because you can't be fouled without the ball quite often. And likes to tackle. He likes to tackle. So if you're already getting someone who likes to tackle, he's a CDM at 22 years old. So of course he will help. Deno, big up, you're saying, is he a DM or which position is he playing? Yes, primarily he's a DM. He can also play as a number 6. He can play as an 8 or a 6. When he was asked, there was an article I read, I was just reading before I came live. The article was stating that Andrey Santos, he said he likes playing as a 5 and an 8. Now in Brazil, a 5 is the 6 we know. The number 6 is the CDM. In Brazil, they usually call the CDM a number 5. So he says his preferred position is a number 5, and he can play as an 8. So I believe they are signing him primarily to play as a DM. And we saw also at Chelsea was being played as a DM. Anthony is saying congrats, thank you very much. 1 year, it has been a tough year, but a good year. Tough but good. I've enjoyed it. We should learn to support our players. Santos for me. Thanks, Kapienga. Big up. Anthony is saying, I miss our TikTok discussion panel. When is the next one? Let me not promise this week. Let me first get back to the groove, and then next week we'll start having our TikTok discussions. So I've just come back this week. So let's just come back slowly. Next week we'll start having our discussion. Desire, how do you compare Mateus Fernandes with Santos? We can't compare them. Mateus Fernandes primarily plays as a box-to-box, as an 8. He can also play as a 10. But I want to compare in terms of metrics, metrics such as passing. When you compare Santos and Mateus Fernandes, or you compare, let's say, Santos and a player like Kobe Mine, you don't look so much in the defensive or positioning. You just look at other metrics like passing, possession, something like progressive passes. Those are the things I want to compare. But ideally, there is not so much to compare other than those few metrics. Engineer Mugo, you're saying, I'm afraid of relegation. We won't be relegated. That won't happen. Carrick is on the wheel. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but you're saying let's keep it positive. The guy is young; he will make something of him. Yeah, he's only 22. He's only 22. He's only 22, and we know midfielders prime at 25, 26. We know midfielders prime at 25, 26. What about Ederson? Ederson deal is still on. The Ederson deal is still on. Those rumors that the deal is off were off the mark. Everyone, including the club, have come out to say that the deal is on. The only thing that caused that confusion was that he did his first part of the medical, but United want to do the other part of the medical, or they want to do another medical at Carrington. But the deal is agreed. The player has agreed the contract. Atalanta and United have an agreement, so the player is still coming to United. In fact, let me read. The Athletic usually post a deal sheet. I believe it's every Monday. Let me read what was posted about. Was it on Monday's deal sheet? But there was, I think, no, it was not on Monday deal sheet. But I read that the move is still on. The move is still on. Let me see whether it's still here. Oh, no, it wasn't on the deal sheet, but the move is still on. The move is still on. Let's see. The comment sections. This comment section is really active. So guys, don't spam. I like to read at least all comments. What about Ederson? I think I've mentioned that. People are not happy of Santos because wamezoea majina kubwa. Desire, true. Basically, translating what Desire is saying is people are not happy because United fans are accustomed to big names. And on Monday, I said it, and I've actually said it at the start of the show. At times, you just need to get a player that will work for you, not a big name. For example, if United go out and sign Tchouameni, a big name, those are very good options. You'll have Tchouameni, a very athletic, very good player. You'll have Ederson and Santos, who are very athletic, who can become workhorses for the team. I mentioned and I said that if we go back to Sir Alex Ferguson days, yes, he used to sign big name players, but not all the time. Yes, he could go out and buy, let's say, someone like Babatov. But he also bought Chicharito. No one knew about Chicharito until United signed him. Look at what Ineos did last summer. They went for big names. Yes, Sheshko, big name. Cunha, big name. Bumo, big name. But look at Lamens. I can guarantee you, if not all of you, most of you didn't know about Sane Lamens until United started being interested in him, or his name was linked with United. We didn't know about Sane Lamens. We didn't care about him. We didn't even know whether he existed. I'm sure even if you ask some fans right now which club Sane Lamens was bought from, they don't know. They have to Google. So at times you just have to buy players that will work based on the data. That's why I said I'm now beginning to trust Ineos and the recruitment department and the scout department. Yeah, so Desire, I agree with you there. Moema, big up, you're saying Santos is a nice deal. That's true. From Tonali to Santos, well, and United were never really in for Tonali. Otherwise, we'll have had news like United have sent a bid to Newcastle. Newcastle have refused. Similar to the way we had United have sent a bid for Fernandes, but Tottenham have overtaken the deal. So for me, Santos, I believe Santos will prove a lot of guys wrong. Similar to what I said about Dog. You remember when the last last year, similar time when we were just beginning the stream, I said guys will be embarrassed for saying Dogu was not a good signing. Look at Dogu now. How much did we miss Dogu? What about Tchouameni? Tchouameni, I'm going to discuss about it after reading the comments. Spicy and big up. 50 is not too much, KD. Trust me, 50 is not too much. Imagine someone like Mateus Fernandez going for 85 million, Tonali for 100 million, Anderson for 116 million. The market is inflated. You've already had Alex Scott. Alex Scott is someone that also United are interested in. Bournemouth are asking for 85 million. You know, I'm also reading reports here. Felix Mecha, Dortmund are asking for 103 million pounds. So 50 million in this market, it's a very, very good deal. Because I said on Monday, Tottenham and Man City have absolutely inflated the midfield market. Trust me, they have. With those fees, a lot of clubs will be like, if someone like Tonali and Fernandez are going for 80 plus, why can we not sell ours for that? In fact, I had an Arsenal fan saying that he's embarrassed that they are selling Trossard that cheap. Santos 30 metosha. Brayo, tumesha msign for 50. Clevo, big up. You're saying, what about Alex Scott? United are still exploring. You know, United is a club that explores. United is a club that considers, explores, monitoring. So Alex Scott is being monitored or considered. I believe if United, we're going to discuss about Tchouameni. If United miss out on someone like Tchouameni, they might go for someone like Alex Scott. Let's see. Dangote billionaire saying Santos is not worth me 50 billion pounds. Do you mean he's worth more or he's worth less? Agonis, you're saying very decent amount. That's true. United fans always get upset when you don't get them what they want. Yeah, because they were used to getting new shiny toys and they keep forgetting. Let me say this a bit. Oh, let me read YouTube comments first. Sean Active, big up. You're saying good sign for Manchester United. Come on. Then you're saying Andrey Santos is a capable player that can do good for Manchester United. Sean, I like your points. So this is what I wanted to say. Let's look at the big name signings that Manchester United have done over the past 13 years since Alex Ferguson left. How many have worked out? Let's just be honest. United have spent 60 million, 80 million. They spent 70. They've spent 100. Okay, not 100, 90 million. How many have actually worked out? They've paid players 350, 400, 300, 250. How many have worked out the big name signings? Sancho was let go for free after being signed for 78 million pounds. Let's start. Di Maria didn't work out. Alexis Sanchez didn't work out. Sancho didn't work out. Anthony, you remember Anthony for 85 million? What happened? Didn't work out. The only big name signing I can say has actually worked out well, Mbumo, Cunha, is Bruno Fernandes, because United bought Bruno Fernandes for 63 million pounds. I can't think of any other big name signing that has actually worked out for United. Look at Varane. Casemiro started working out in the last year of his contract. And actually, Casemiro started being a good player because of the former manager. I don't want to mention his name because a lot of guys get triggered when you mention his name. But look at Casemiro before that. Didn't quite look like it's working out, and he was signed for 60 odd million. So you look at all those big names, how many have actually worked out and are still at the club? For example, look at Caicedo at Chelsea, signed for 100 million. He's got a new contract till 2033. Enzo Fernandez, scorer yesterday. It's working out. So how many big name signings have worked out? How many big contracts have worked out at United? So at times you have to also go for the cheap buys, the affordable players, not always getting a big name. United are going through that phase that is a rebuilding phase. When you're rebuilding, you don't spend big. Look at Liverpool. The other time, I think a few months ago, I gave an example of Liverpool. Liverpool had to go through cheap buys, and now they got to a point where they could spend 500 million pounds in one transfer window. Look at City. City also went through cheap buys, and now they can be able to splash 100 million on two players. 100 and 100. They can afford to buy someone like Jack Grealish. He doesn't work out, they send him out on loan. So Manchester United need to accept, yes, United is a big club, but right now it's not a top club that has money. And a rebuild needs patience. A rebuild needs one to be smart. If United have 250 million pounds to spend in a transfer window, you don't blow half of it on one player. On Monday also I said, for example, yes, they signed Mateus Fernandes, give him 300k. The likes of Mbumo, the likes of Cunha will start asking questions like, why are you not giving us the same amount of money? So also signing players, big name players or players at high cost, let's say Fernandes, and giving him a huge contract, it has a knock-on effect. I mentioned and I gave an example that was on Monday. I gave an example of what happened with David De Gea and Alexis Sanchez. Alexis Sanchez was signed on a huge contract. Then David De Gea, during his contract negotiation, said no. There is no way you can give Alexis Sanchez that contract and myself, you're not giving me a huge amount, and I'm a star player in this team. So sometimes you also have to consider such kind of aspects. Another example I gave, for example, if United give Andrey Santos, they give Ederson 150k a week, but they give Tchouameni 250k, most of the players wouldn't argue, because Tchouameni is an established player. He has won the Champions League, he has won La Liga, he has won all those trophies. He's a regular French international. So even if someone comes to your office and says, why are you giving this player more money? You can easily say, look at his CV. Look at his CV. I have to give him that money because also he's a player that will come and sort us out. So I agree with you, Agonist. I agree with you. Visioner, is he better than Elliot Anderson? Well, it's difficult to know because Elliot Anderson played more games than Santos. It's difficult to judge. And in fact, it will be unfair to judge because Elliot Anderson, I think he played, was it 36 games last season in the Premier League? Andrey Santos did not play all those games. He actually played, how many games did he play? I think I read that article. I read that somewhere. He made 43 appearances across all competitions last season. So let me just check his stats. I think I have this Andrey Santos stats. Let me see how many. He only made 27 appearances last season. And you look at Anderson, Elliot Anderson played, let's see how many stats. My computer has lagged. I believe he played 36 out of 38 games last season. So he played more games than Andrey Santos. And remember also Nottingham Forest were in Europe. So let me open this. Let me close some of the so Premier League, actually he played all games, 38 out of 38 last season. My bad. Elliot Anderson played all games. He started in 37 of those games compared to Andrey Santos 27. And most of those 27 games, he came on as a sub. So it's a bit unfair to compare. I'm not running away from the question or discussion. I'm just saying it will be a bit unfair. Let's see some of the comments also before we go to Tchouameni. We still have around 20 minutes. Um, okay, I think I'll get to that. Natana D, you're asking, is this correct news or just rumors? Well, it's correct news. It's correct news. Otherwise, I wouldn't write breaking. Mugwe, you're asking, can I ask, will we have a better season? Hopefully we will. I don't want to mention about Tchouameni before I read the comments. Santos is a good signing. That is Manta03. You're saying Santos is a good signing. He can play the FA and Carabao Cup. At least some players rest. That's true. A visionary, you're saying I prefer Mark Casado over him. He will have done a better deal. Well, Manchester United did ask him and he said, nope, I'm not coming to United. United fans like complaining. You have not seen him play for us. The agonists, just be nice. Just be nice to the fans. Be nice to the fans. I'm also afraid of being knocked out in the UCL. Mugwe, let's be realistic. If United win the Champions League next year, that will be one of the biggest news in the world. Trust me. It will be bigger than Real Madrid winning it 3 times in a row if United win the Champions League next year. Let's be realistic. United are not going to be in the Champions League final next year. Let's just be honest. That's the expectation. How much United? Ravi, big up, asking how much United pay for Santos. 48 million guaranteed plus 2 million in easily achievable add-ons. We need experienced midfielder like Tchouameni. Yes. Now let's go to Tchouameni. Now, over the last couple of days, there have been, especially yesterday, or let's say the last 48 hours, there have been conflicting reports about Tchouameni. Some reports state that Manchester United have inquired about Tchouameni from Real. Later this afternoon, there are reports saying, or was it mid-morning, that Tchouameni has been offered an important contract, a good offer by Manchester United. There are also reports saying that Jose Mourinho does not want to sell or does not want to lose Tchouameni. We know that they've also signed Bernardo Silva from Man City. That's a very, very good move for them and for the player. So Real Madrid want to revamp their midfield. They want to sell some of their midfielders like Tchouameni, like Camavinga. Camavinga does not want to leave. I mentioned on Monday that the situation with Tchouameni is a bit tricky because he's asking for a better offer from Real Madrid. He wants to get a salary that matches or gets closer to the likes of Mbappe, because he feels that he is also an important part of the team. He has 2 years left in his contract, and the club are afraid to lose him on a free. Real Madrid rarely lose players on a free. We saw them selling Varane to United. We saw them selling Odegaard. We saw them selling Casemiro before their contract runs out. So it is what it is. So Tchouameni himself, he's open. If Real Madrid don't want to keep him, he's open to move. Also, United are hoping that Real Madrid will agree to the deal. The amount being quoted, it's around 95 million pounds. So United are willing to match that high. Remember when the reports came out that United are looking for 3 midfielders, they said that one of the midfielders has to be a marquee signing, a big name signing. So probably Tchouameni is one of those big signings, and then probably Santos and Henderson are the other cheap buys. So the Tchouameni situation is quite confusing. I haven't seen the likes of the Athletic. I haven't seen the likes of Ornstein come out and say otherwise about the deal. So as I said, I'm not relying nowadays. Of late, I'm not relying so much. I'm not relying so much on Fabrizio, because he had shown that he's a gun for hire. Now, 2 hours ago, so similar, just after posting the the United signing the Chelsea midfielder, Ornstein also said that Bruno Guimaraes informed Newcastle of his wish to leave and join Arsenal. So Bruno Guimaraes wants to join Arsenal for a deal worth up to 60 million. And you remember a lot of United fans saying, oh, Guimaraes is old, oh, blah, blah, blah. And they might end up regretting not wanting him. Of course, they don't have the power to sign him, but they may end up regretting. But for me, Tchouameni, I agree with you, Visiona. He's a very experienced midfielder, and United needs such kind of a name. As I said, there's also a good strategy of mixing big names with players that can actually work. Look at Patrick Dogu. Look at Sane Lamens. Those are players that are actually good. Those are players that are actually good. They are not big names. They were not expensive, but they are working out. So let's go now to the just chatting section. I think we have around 10 minutes to go. That is the breaking news that Manchester United have signed Andrey Santos, or have agreed a deal to sign Andrey Santos from Chelsea for £48 million plus £2 million in easily achievable. What is it? I think I've read a comment, and is easily achievable, whatever. Okay, you know what I mean. And also, there is a 10% sell-on clause for the player. So let's go for the just chatting section. Now, this is where you just ask random question. We just continue about discussing about Santos or any other player you would like us to discuss. And also, guys, let's continue celebrating UKG being 1 year old. So in case you guys haven't subscribed to our channel, our YouTube channel, we are currently at how many subscribers? Let me see. Let me see how many subscribers we've reached. We want to get to 1,000. There is no way we've surpassed 1 year without getting 1,000 subscribers. How, guys? How can that happen? We've hit 15K on Facebook. We've hit 10K on TikTok. We haven't hit 1K on YouTube. How, guys? Come on, guys. Let's go over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button. We are currently at 876. We started the show at 875. That's good. At least one more subscriber. Guys, we can get to 1,000 subscribers. I believe we can. Now, Santos is not Manchester United's profile player. Visiona, explain. What profile is a Man United player? Visiona. When you say he's not a Manchester United profile player, what do you mean? So let me ask you, when United went for Dogu, was he a Manchester United profile player? When United went for Sane Lamens, was he a Manchester United profile player? When United went for Chicharito, was he a United profile player? What do you mean when you say, or how do you mean? Let me say not what. What do you mean is a bit rude. How do you mean when you say he's not a Manchester United profile player? Vini, Santos is a replacement for injured Ugarte. Good upgrade. Deno, how about the goalkeeping situation? Is Alta staying? Now, the goalkeeping situation, based on the Athletic deal sheet that was posted, I believe, on Monday, is that, was it Monday or Tuesday? I can't remember. Is that United will only consider buying a goalkeeper once they sell Alte Bandia. The Besiktas are interested in him. So United will only consider buying a goalkeeper if they sell one of the goalkeepers. Damo, to me, signed a contract. I believe a 2-year contract, so he's available as an option. But United are not prioritizing the goalkeeper for now. I believe United will sign the likes of Somerville, the likes of the goalkeeper, fullback, second striker, once they sort out the midfield. And the window is still very, very early in the stages, guys. The window is still, we still have like around, what, 7 weeks, 6 weeks to go. There's still a lot of time for United to make deals. United might also make some sales. For example, if Rashford is sold for 40 million, who knows what can happen, you know? There are also reports that Rashford might stay. Let me just put it out there. Rashford might stay. However, Rashford himself does not want to stay at United. And some of the hierarchy, some of the big names at the United hierarchy don't want him to stay because there is a breakdown of relationship between the player and the club. There are reports that Carrick wouldn't mind having him. And if United sell him, then they are going to go for someone like, what's this AC Milan's player name? The Portuguese guy. Once again, guys, my weakness, remembering names. So, so then no, the goalkeeping situation is if Altai is sold, they will buy a goalkeeper. If he's not sold, he's staying. He still has a contract, I believe, 3 years to go now or 2 years. So that's the case. Onana has already gone. Vitek will go out on loan again because Vitek does not want to play second fiddle. He wants first team football, so he will go out on loan again. What about the left back? That is low priority for now. That is low priority. Probably once United complete the midfield. So, guys, what I'll tell you is based on the multiple reports, Manchester United are prioritizing the midfielders. Once they sign all the midfielders they want, remember they said 3, then they will look at other options like Somerville, they look at left back. Newcastle, I don't think they will want to lose Lewis Hall. And if they will want to sell him, he wouldn't go cheap because right now they have money. We've just read reports about Guimaraes. They've made money from Gordon, they've made money from Tonali, so they are under no pressure to sell. So they can decide to sell Lewis Hall for 100. They can ask for 100 because they are not under pressure. We know that Aston Villa, Newcastle last season had financial problems. So right now they are sorted. Newcastle are sorted, so they are under no pressure to sell. Rashford should stay for squad depth. We need to do something about the striking number 9 and midfield. Tripoli, I disagree with you on the first point. I agree with you on the second point. For me, the ship has sailed on Rashford. And that's the case. The ship has sailed. The ship has sailed. There's no point of keeping him because if you are running an organization and you have an employee who always comes late, you have an employee who believes he's the best, he can do whatever he wants, he can show up to work whatever time he wants, he can go out partying, come to work drunk because he knows either way he will be good in producing reports, he's good in his job. What do you think will happen to the other employees? Now you bring Rashford back. What do you think will happen to the other players, especially the young ones? What if someone like Ahmad decides to behave the same? He goes out there, says, oh, I want another challenge. I like Real Madrid. I will want to play for Real Madrid. He's told, no, you need to go home, rest. You see Ahmad in Dubai watching boxing. What will stop other players from doing what Rashford did? So sometimes you have to just cut ties and say, this is not acceptable. We are not going to allow this. And you set an example to other players. Manchester United actually benefited from Amorim. I'm sure I'm going to trigger a lot of guys for mentioning this. But Amorim came in and drained the swamp. Getting rid of the likes of Sancho, he drained the swamp. And that's why you see United right now, the players are actually upbeat. They actually want to play for the club. You can't have someone like Sancho who's smoking, playing FIFA till 3 a.m. and expecting to perform on the pitch because he believes he's one of the best wingers in the world. That can't happen. You look at the way Real Madrid perform, the way Bayern perform, the way Barcelona perform, and you know United were always fighting for the first 4 positions globally with those clubs. Look at how their players are disciplined. Look at how many scandals have we seen from those clubs. You remember the Real Madrid scandal that was there? That is the first scandal that has been there for years. How many scandals have Manchester United have, from players beating their spouses, from players being accused of SA or SH? How many? Look at Barcelona, look at how they handled the likes of Pedri, Yamal. Yamal had started that ego, had started to have that ego, had started to have that sort of showboating, that sort of he can do whatever he wants because he knows he's a star player. Barcelona nipped it in the bud. They told him, not yet, you're not yet there. But look at United, young players coming in, the likes of Garnacho, they feel that they're world stars, but on the pitch, they're rubbish. So on the first point, I disagree. On the second point, I agree. United need a second number 9. They also need to sort out the midfield. And for me, if I was sitting in that board, what's happening? Have I been kicked out? Oh, okay, I'm back. So if I was sitting in that boardroom, I would advise United to go for an experienced striker. To go for an experienced striker that someone like Sheshko can learn off of, or not really a striker that is in his 30s, but in the age of 26, 27, 28. Someone who can also compete with Sheshko. That one, I agree with you. Tripoli are saying Amorim did great. I agree with you. The only problem with him was being stubborn. Let's not go towards that direction because I don't want a lot of guys to be triggered. Let's just focus on him draining the swamp. Unalag, I think I had an issue with. Let me close some of these things because I think my PC is using a lot of resources. Let me just pull this here. Let me read from here because I think my PC is. Am I okay now, guys? Molina, I think. Let me know, Molina, if I'm okay. Then no, sure. Credit to Amorim. Yeah, he did a good job in terms of setting standards. Tripoli are saying it's better to have him because I don't trust these owners to buy players. Well, it's the consequence of spending big on players that are not working out. That's the truth of the matter. That's the truth of the matter. Spending big on players that are not working out, you know. I've mentioned the likes of Di Maria, Alexis Sanchez, Anthony, Sancho. And during a rebuild, you need to be smart. And guys, I keep referring to Liverpool, I keep referring to Man City. Look at how they built their squads. They started with cheap buys, and then they started now getting expensive buys. Just look at City when they started, before even Pep came in. Look at when Klopp took over Liverpool. They had players you couldn't even understand why Liverpool are signing such, like Benteke. Liverpool had Benteke. Liverpool had the likes of Benteke. And the only surviving member of that squad was Henderson, Jordan Henderson. You remember Liverpool going to Swansea and like buying most of their players. So sometimes you have to do that to rebuild. United right now is not in a position to go and sign Elliot Anderson for 120. United will get there. They will get there. But you have to understand the club is deep in debt. They're actually borrowing money right now to sign players. They have around 262, 263 million pounds due by December. So it is what it is. That's where the club is, deep in debt, can't sign players. United don't have the luxury of spending 100 million, 120 million, 150 million on players. Look at Tottenham. What did their investors do? What did their owners do? Pump in 200 million. Once they pumped in 200 million, immediately, 2 weeks later, a week later, they signed Tonali, they signed Fernandes. So, as much as we say we don't trust Ineos, let's also be cognizant of the fact that the Glazers have had this club in the ropes in terms of money, in terms of cash flow. Molina, yeah, thanks for confirming. Where is Ederson from Atalanta? Well, he went to the World Cup, so they're waiting for him to come back from recess or rest. Otherwise, if he didn't go to the World Cup, the deal will have been done this week. because United wanted to have the deal in July for financial reasons. So if he wasn't in the World Cup, we will probably have seen the deal done this week. Remember Falcao, another fraud. Yes, big names. I've asked you guys, other than Cunha, Mbumo, Bruno, name other big names that have worked out. Casemiro worked out the last year of his contract, last season. The other seasons, he was not good. Varane, how many injuries did he have? Ended up leaving on a free. Sancho, Anthony, Di Maria, Falcao. Big names, big money. Didn't work out. Okay, Falcao was on loan, but the salary. How many big names have come to United and haven't worked out? And now United are suffering the consequences of making wrong moves. United used to entice players to come to United with big, huge contracts. Now they can't. They have also to be smart. What about Alex Scott? Alex Scott, he's being explored. Manchester United, Manchester United are a club of exploring, considering, monitoring. So Alex Scott, as I've said, I tend to believe he's like a second or third of 17th option for Tchouameni. If United, let's say, miss out on Tchouameni, then they go for Alex Scott. That's what I believe. Because on that list, you remember we did an analysis. It was like Elliot Anderson was number 1. Baleba was like number 3. I think someone like Wharton was number 2. They had like a list of options. So United right now are going for 6th, 7th, 8th, 17th option. This club will kill us. No, it won't. It won't. It won't. We are fans. You know, the beauty of being a fan is that you are happy one time, you are sad the other time, uh, you are frustrated. That's the beauty of life. If life was always a bed of roses, then it will be too monotonous. You wouldn't enjoy it. The bad experiences are what makes life interesting. Like you can remember the good times and the bad times. Van Persie, it worked out. Lukaku, yes. Lukaku was another big name signing. What happened? Didn't work out. Yeah, Frank, I've said that. Man City and Tottenham have ruined the transfer window. So, guys on YouTube, Kick, Facebook, and Twitch, I'm going to end the stream there. I'm going to read a couple of comments on TikTok for the next like 10 minutes. Then we end the stream. So, thank you guys for being in the discussion. The big news is that United have agreed a deal to sign Andrey Santos from Chelsea for 48 plus 2. In fact, the ticker down there is showing you guys, and a 10% sell on clause. So guys on Facebook, YouTube, Kick, Twitch, see you tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow I'll do a deep dive on Andrey Santos. Hopefully, because it's something that a deep dive you need to sit down, analyze, read data, look at videos. If not tomorrow, then Thursday. So guys on Facebook, YouTube, Kick, and Twitch, you can jump over to TikTok. Cheers and bye-bye.